Hello everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. I'm excited to have you here. Today, we will be exploring BUS 480, Principles of Property Management. This is our starting point for understanding the fundamentals of managing real estate effectively. We'll cover key concepts, best practices, and essential principles that will help you succeed in property management. So, let's get started and dive into the world of property management together. In this slide, I want to highlight some of the key aspects of the course. We start by reviewing management procedures across the major asset classes, including residential, commercial, and industrial properties. This helps us understand the unique challenges and best practices for each type of property. We also cover the fundamentals of lease administration and financial reporting, which are essential skills for making informed decisions in asset management. The course is designed to prepare you to make sound professional judgments, whether you're managing a single property or a diverse portfolio. It's a comprehensive self-study program that offers both theoretical perspectives and practical applications. You'll examine important topics like the legal environment surrounding real estate, risk management strategies, maintenance operations, and tenant relations. Additionally, we focus on the ethical oversight necessary to ensure responsible property management. Overall, this course aims to give you a well-rounded understanding of property management, connecting the theoretical foundations with real-world practices, all aligned with the broader goal of effective asset management. In this part of the course, we take a close look at management strategies across different sectors: residential, commercial, and industrial. We'll explore how to effectively handle budgeting, negotiate leases, and find ways to enhance the value of properties. These skills are essential because they prepare you to make informed decisions when overseeing physical assets, ensuring they perform well and meet their intended goals. Throughout this course, our goal is to give you a comprehensive understanding of the real estate management industry, not just from an administrative standpoint, but also from an operational perspective. We'll cover key areas like the legal framework of tenancy, risk management, maintenance coordination, and the landlord-tenant relationships. All of these elements are interconnected and vital for effective property management. By the end, you'll have a well-rounded view that will help you navigate the complexities of managing real estate assets confidently. Now, let's explore the responsibilities of a professional property manager, specifically as the owner's fiduciary. This means acting in the best interest of the owner to maximize the value of the real estate. It's a role that requires trust, integrity, and a clear understanding of the property's potential. We'll also look at how these responsibilities can differ depending on the type of property, whether it's residential, commercial, industrial, or specialized. Each type comes with its unique considerations and management strategies. Understanding these distinctions helps us see how a property manager's duties are tailored to optimize value across different property categories. This knowledge is essential as we move forward in mastering effective property management. Let's talk about constructing a comprehensive management plan. This means we need to base our approach on thorough market analysis. We want to carefully assess supply, demand, and the level of competition in the area. By doing this, we can identify the best strategies to manage our property effectively. Next, we focus on formulating a strong marketing plan. This involves using advertising to reach potential tenants or clients and personal selling to build relationships and trust. The goal here is to optimize property occupancy, ensuring we attract and retain tenants efficiently. By combining these elements, rigorous analysis and targeted marketing, we can create a solid foundation for success. Remember, understanding the market thoroughly allows us to make smarter decisions and position our property advantageously within the competitive landscape. This aligns perfectly with our overall goal of effective property management and marketing. Let's start by establishing and staffing a dedicated management office. This is essential for ensuring smooth operations and centralized oversight. Once the office is in place, it's important to define clear policies and procedures. These will guide daily activities and help maintain consistency across management tasks. Next, we need to prepare essential financial reports. This includes tax documents, which are crucial for compliance, and apartment operating reports, which give us a detailed view of each property's performance. By doing all of this, we can accurately determine property profitability and establish appropriate management fees. This foundation is key to effective property management and overall success. Remember, having a well-structured office and reliable financial reports supports informed decision-making and long-term growth. Let's now focus on analyzing the owner's objectives and how they inform the management contract. Understanding what the owner aims to achieve is crucial, as it guides the entire management approach. We'll look at defining the core elements of a clear management contract, which include detailed takeover procedures to ensure a smooth transition. Additionally, we'll discuss strategies for maintaining positive, long-term relationships between the owner and the manager, because these relationships are key to sustained success. Throughout this process, it's important to keep communication transparent and aligned with the owner's goals, helping to foster trust and collaboration. These aspects are essential parts of creating effective management contracts that support both immediate and future objectives. Now, let's explore the differences between reactive and proactive maintenance. Reactive maintenance is all about fixing things after they break or fail, which can often lead to higher costs and more downtime. On the other hand, proactive or preventative maintenance involves regular inspections and scheduled tasks to prevent issues before they happen. Implementing basic maintenance procedures is essential to keep everything running smoothly and to extend the lifespan of our facilities. This includes routine checks, cleaning, and minor repairs, simple steps that make a big difference. Managing construction activities is also a key part of our responsibilities. We need to ensure that all work complies with ADA standards, making our spaces accessible and safe for everyone. Additionally, prioritizing energy efficiency in all construction and maintenance efforts helps us reduce costs and minimize our environmental impact. By understanding and applying these approaches, we can maintain a safe, compliant, and efficient environment that supports our overall goals. Let's talk about the importance of having a solid CapEx plan in place. A well-thought-out capital expenditure strategy is essential because it helps us allocate resources effectively for major system replacements and asset upgrades. These upgrades might include things like HVAC systems or cosmetic improvements. By planning ahead, we can prioritize investments that will maximize our net operating income, or NOI, and also boost the overall value of our assets. It's all about being strategic, making smart decisions today that lead to better financial performance and increased asset worth tomorrow. This connects directly to our overall goal of optimizing property value and ensuring sustainable growth through thoughtful capital planning. Now, let's take a closer look at some common risk management issues we might encounter. These include vendor compliance, ensuring our vendors meet all necessary standards, life safety, which is about protecting the well-being of everyone on the property, and hazardous substances, which require careful handling and control. We'll also explore how to develop appropriate insurance solutions and hazard control strategies. The goal here is to safeguard both the property itself and the people occupying it. By analyzing these risks thoroughly, we can implement effective measures that not only minimize potential damages, but also promote a safe and compliant environment. This is a key part of our overall risk management and insurance planning, helping us to proactively address issues before they escalate. Remember, the focus is on creating a comprehensive approach that supports safety, compliance, and resilience across the property. Let's take a moment to look at the required materials for this course. The primary textbook we're referencing is Property Management, 11th edition by Kyle and Spodek, published by Dearborn Real Estate Publishing in 2022. This book is a comprehensive resource that covers all the fundamental concepts and practical aspects of property management. It's essential because it provides a solid foundation and detailed insights that will support your understanding throughout this course. Remember, using this textbook as a reference will help reinforce what we discuss and give you a deeper grasp of the subject matter. As we go through the presentation, keep in mind that the key concepts we highlight are supported by the detailed information in this material. So, having this textbook handy will be invaluable for your learning journey. Now, let's talk about how the course exams will evaluate your understanding. They will focus on the knowledge and comprehension of all the content we've covered across the modules. This means you'll need to be familiar with the key concepts, theories, and ideas presented throughout the course. Additionally, the course includes a variety of required materials such as readings from the textbook, articles selected by the instructor, videos, and lecture content for each module. It's important to stay on top of these resources as they form the foundation for your learning. I want to emphasize that completing all assigned readings and watching the videos before submitting your written assignments is essential. This ensures you're fully prepared and have a solid grasp of the material. Remember, engaging thoroughly with these resources not only helps you succeed in the assessments, but also deepens your overall understanding. Connecting these points to the broader course theme will give you a more comprehensive grasp of the subject. Now, let's take a look at slide 13. Here, we see that a video review is used to reinforce the concepts we've covered in each assignment. This visual recap helps solidify your understanding by summarizing key points in an engaging way. Each assignment comes with an instruction sheet and a guide, which are designed to clarify the relevant topics and provide detailed explanations. These resources are there to support your learning process and ensure you're on the right track. You'll notice that the assignments are spread across different chapters, giving you a chance to practice applying what you've learned through real-world examples. This approach helps connect theory to practice, making the material more meaningful and easier to remember. And importantly, these are self-graded assignments. This means you get immediate feedback, allowing you to assess your progress and identify areas that might need a bit more review. Overall, this slide emphasizes the importance of review and practice in mastering the content, reinforcing that understanding comes through multiple methods: videos, guides, and hands-on assignments. This integrated approach supports a comprehensive learning experience, tying everything back to the overall goal of building your skills effectively. Today, I want to talk about how your performance in this course will be evaluated. The main method is through a comprehensive final examination that is externally proctored. This means the exam will be overseen by an impartial proctor to ensure fairness and integrity. The purpose of this exam is to assess not just your knowledge of the course concepts, but also how well you can apply that knowledge in practice. It's designed to give a thorough evaluation of your learning, making sure you understand the material deeply and can use it effectively. This final exam ties back to the overall theme of the course, emphasizing the importance of both understanding and practical application in your learning journey. When it comes to exam questions, they are randomly selected from a large test bank. This means that each test is different, which helps keep things fair and unpredictable. At the same time, it ensures we cover all the key topics thoroughly. This structure is designed to make sure that every assessment truly reflects the full range of course material. By doing so, we promote a fair and rigorous evaluation process that accurately measures understanding across the board. This approach aligns with our overall goal of creating assessments that are both comprehensive and equitable for all students. When it comes to proctored assessments, it's important to remember that students need to arrange for an approved exam proctor. This is done through the established Coopersmith Career Consulting proctoring process, which ensures everything is handled smoothly and securely. Now, regarding the exam itself, students will have up to 3 hours to complete their examination. This time frame helps us maintain consistency and fairness for all test takers. So, in summary, make sure to select an approved proctor ahead of time and keep in mind the 3-hour limit for finishing your exam. These steps are key to ensuring your assessment experience goes without a hitch and aligns with our overall standards. All right, let's talk about the final examination for Bus 480. It's worth 100 points, so it's a significant part of your grade. The exam will consist of 50 multiple-choice questions, which means you'll need to be familiar with a broad range of topics covered throughout the course. Remember, each question is designed to test your understanding of key concepts we've discussed, so it's important to review the material thoroughly. Think of the exam as an opportunity to demonstrate your grasp of the course content, and the points reflect its importance. Preparing well will help you feel confident on exam day. Keep in mind that focusing on the main ideas and how they connect to the overall course theme will serve you well. So, stay engaged, review your notes, and approach the exam with a clear understanding of the core concepts. Now, let's take a closer look at how each module wraps up. Each one concludes with a quiz, which is designed to help you assess your understanding of the material we've covered. These quizzes are practical exercises that connect course content to real-world practice, making sure you're able to apply what you've learned. We also include critical thinking components, encouraging you to reinforce your learning through structured reviews of key ideas. This helps deepen your understanding and solidify the concepts in your mind. Additionally, each module features concept reviews. These reviews include multiple learning objectives, along with assigned readings listed next to each objective. Sometimes, there are even extra readings or activities at the module level to give you a broader perspective. Overall, this structure is meant to ensure you not only absorb the material, but also have opportunities to practice, review, and connect the concepts to real-life situations, making your learning both comprehensive and practical. Now, let's take a closer look at professional property management. This is a crucial aspect of real estate because effectively managing a property ensures its value is maintained or even increased over time. It involves a range of responsibilities, from tenant relations and rent collection to maintenance and legal compliance. In this module, we'll explore the key principles that underpin successful property management. These include thorough communication, proactive problem-solving, and a deep understanding of the legal and financial aspects involved. Remember, good property management isn't just about fixing things when they break. It's about creating a positive experience for tenants and protecting your investment. By the end of this module, you'll see how professionalism and strategic management play vital roles in achieving long-term success in property ownership. Now, let's look at the different property types and the career opportunities within each. When we talk about residential properties, we're referring to places where people live, like houses and apartments. Commercial properties include office buildings, retail spaces, and hotels. Industrial properties cover warehouses, factories, and distribution centers. Lastly, community associations involve managed communities like condominiums, homeowner associations, and cooperatives. Understanding these categories is key because each offers unique career paths, from property management and leasing to development and investment. As we move through these categories, keep in mind that each type requires specific skills and knowledge, opening up specialized opportunities for professionals. Recognizing the distinct characteristics of each property type helps us better serve clients and make informed career choices within the real estate industry. Now, let's explore how professional property management plays a crucial role in maximizing the value of real estate. It all starts with strong tenant relations, where effective communication and responsiveness help retain tenants and reduce turnover. This stability enhances the property's income and long-term value. Next, operational efficiency is key. By streamlining maintenance, optimizing expenses, and implementing smart management practices, we can increase profitability and ensure the property performs at its best. Finally, risk mitigation is essential. Properly managing legal compliance, handling insurance, and proactively addressing potential issues help minimize liabilities and protect our investment. When property managers excel in these areas, tenant relations, operational efficiency, and risk management, they significantly boost the property's overall value. This aligns perfectly with our goal of creating value through expert management. Let's take a closer look at the evolution of the property management profession. Over time, we've seen a significant shift toward greater professionalism in the industry. This includes increased emphasis on ethical standards and best practices to ensure quality service. Regulation has also become more prominent, with laws and licensing requirements helping to protect both property owners and tenants. Industry standards have been established to promote consistency and accountability across the field. All these changes reflect a broader trend of professionalization, which is crucial for building trust and credibility in property management today. This evolution ties directly into the overall theme of the presentation, highlighting how the profession continues to grow and adapt to meet modern challenges. Let's talk about the feasibility of property management. This is a crucial aspect because, as we discussed earlier, managing a property effectively can determine its success or failure. When we consider feasibility, we're looking at whether property management is practical and sustainable in a given context. This involves assessing factors like the property's location, the target tenant market, and the resources available to manage the property efficiently. It's important to highlight that good property management can enhance the property's value, ensure steady cash flow, and minimize issues like vacancies or maintenance costs. But at the same time, we need to be honest about potential challenges, such as regulatory requirements, market conditions, or even the level of expertise needed to handle complex issues. Connecting this to our overall theme, understanding the feasibility helps us make smarter investment decisions and develop strategies that are realistic and achievable. So, when evaluating property management, always consider these key points to ensure you're setting yourself up for success. Now, let's take a closer look at some of the key factors that influence whether a property management venture is feasible. These include location, property type, tenant demand, and regulatory requirements. Each of these elements plays a critical role in determining the success and practicality of managing a property. Location is often considered the most important factor, as it impacts accessibility, attractiveness to tenants, and overall market value. Property type also matters, whether it's residential, commercial, or industrial, since each has its unique management challenges and income potential. Tenant demand is another crucial aspect. Understanding the local rental market helps us gauge potential occupancy rates and rental income. And finally, regulatory requirements. Local laws, zoning regulations, and compliance standards can significantly affect how we operate and plan our management strategies. So, by analyzing these factors carefully, we can better assess the feasibility of a property management project and make informed decisions that align with our goals and resources. Now, let's take a closer look at the risks and challenges associated with feasibility. When evaluating a project, it's important to consider factors like market fluctuations, which can affect demand and pricing. Maintenance costs are another key concern, as they can impact the overall profitability. Legal constraints also play a role, potentially limiting what we can do or imposing additional costs. By understanding these risks, we can better prepare and develop strategies to mitigate potential issues. This helps ensure that our decisions are grounded in a realistic assessment of what's possible and sustainable in the long run. Let's now focus on assessing real-world property scenarios to determine whether our management strategies are not only feasible, but also sustainable over time. This means we need to look at actual cases and evaluate if our approaches can stand up to real-life challenges. By doing so, we ensure that our strategies are practical and capable of lasting in the long run. This step is crucial because it helps us avoid plans that might look good on paper but fall apart when applied in the real world. Remember, the goal is to create management solutions that are both effective and enduring, supporting the overall success of our property management efforts. Let's take a closer look at the marketing plan in Module 3. This section is all about laying out the strategic approach we'll use to reach our target audience effectively. We'll focus on key points like defining clear objectives, identifying the right channels, and crafting messages that resonate. It's important to understand that a solid marketing plan is the backbone of our overall strategy, because it ensures we're not just doing random activities, but executing targeted efforts that drive results. As we connect these points, remember how they tie into the bigger picture, building brand awareness, generating leads, and ultimately supporting our business growth. So keep in mind that this plan isn't static. It's something we'll refine over time based on performance data and market feedback, making sure we stay aligned with our goals. Now, let's focus on designing a comprehensive marketing plan. This plan should seamlessly integrate various advertising methods, promotional strategies, and tenant retention approaches. By doing so, we can create a cohesive and effective approach that attracts new tenants while keeping our current tenants satisfied and engaged. Remember, a well-rounded marketing plan isn't just about getting people in the door. It's about building long-term relationships and maintaining a strong, positive reputation in the community. So, when developing your plan, think about how these elements work together to support your overall property management goals. All right, let's talk about developing an advertising campaign strategy that really makes the most of our resources. The goal here is to maximize lead generation and occupancy rates, so we need a clear plan on how we allocate our resources effectively. This means carefully deciding where to invest our advertising budget to get the best return. Next, we move on to evaluating and selecting the right advertising channels. This step is crucial. We need to consider the characteristics of our target market, where they spend their time, what media they consume. We also have to think about our budget constraints and what our campaign aims are. By aligning these factors, we can choose the most appropriate channels that will reach our audience effectively and efficiently. Remember, the key here is strategic resource allocation, making smart choices about channels that will deliver the highest impact. This approach not only supports our overall marketing objectives, but also ensures we're using our resources wisely to generate leads and boost occupancy rates. Connecting these points back to our broader campaign goals helps us stay focused and maximize our results. Now, let's discuss how we can demonstrate personal selling techniques through follow-up strategies that not only help us convert leads into leases, but also support long-term tenant retention. Effective follow-up is crucial in building trust and showing our commitment to potential tenants. By staying engaged and responsive, we create a positive experience that encourages them to choose our property. Additionally, consistent follow-up helps us address any concerns early on, making the leasing process smoother. But it's not just about closing the deal. It's about nurturing relationships that last. Long-term tenant retention is all about ongoing communication, personalized service, and making tenants feel valued. When we use these follow-up strategies thoughtfully, we're not just filling vacancies, we're creating loyal residents who stay with us over time. This approach ties back to our overall goal of building a strong, reputable community where tenants are happy to stay and recommend us. Now, let's turn our attention to management operations, which is a crucial part of Module 4. Here, we'll explore how effective management practices are central to the success of any operation. It's about more than just overseeing daily tasks. It's about strategic oversight, ensuring that resources are used efficiently, and that team members are motivated and aligned with the overall goals. We'll look at key management functions like planning, organizing, leading, and controlling, and how these contribute to smooth operations. Remember, good management isn't just about fixing problems as they arise. It's about proactive leadership that anticipates challenges and fosters a culture of continuous improvement. This ties into the overall theme of this presentation, emphasizing the importance of strong management practices in achieving operational excellence and sustained success. Now, let's focus on evaluating staffing needs and developing a staffing plan that truly aligns with our organizational goals. It's essential to identify key roles, clearly define responsibilities, and determine the skills and competencies required for each position. By doing this, we ensure that we have the right people in the right roles, which ultimately supports our overall mission. Remember, a well-structured staffing plan not only fills current gaps, but also anticipates future needs, helping us stay adaptable and efficient as we grow. This step is foundational to building a strong team that can drive our success forward. Let's take a closer look at the financial components of management operations. This includes preparing budgets, which are essential for planning and controlling financial resources. We also need to accurately calculate management fees to ensure fair compensation for services provided. Additionally, assessing overall financial performance helps us understand how well we're meeting our financial goals and where adjustments might be needed. By analyzing these financial aspects carefully, we can make informed decisions that support the success of the management operations. This process not only keeps us financially healthy, but also aligns with our broader goals of delivering high-quality service and maintaining compliance. Connecting this to the overall theme, effectively managing financial components is crucial for sustaining operational excellence and ensuring long-term growth. It's about being proactive, precise, and strategic in handling every dollar and financial process involved. On this slide, we're focusing on how to generate and interpret essential financial reports. These include tax-related documents and apartment operating reports. The goal here is to support informed decision-making and performance analysis. By understanding these reports thoroughly, we can make smarter choices about managing our properties. Remember, accurate reporting helps us identify areas for improvement and ensures we're on top of our financial health. This is a key part of the overall presentation theme, using solid data to drive successful property management strategies. Let's take a moment to focus on owner relations. This is a crucial aspect of our overall strategy because strong relationships with owners can really drive success. In this module, we'll explore how building trust and open communication with owners can lead to better collaboration and outcomes. It's not just about managing transactions, it's about fostering a partnership where everyone feels valued and understood. Remember, the key points here are transparency, responsiveness, and consistency. These elements help create a positive experience for owners and reinforce their confidence in our team. By connecting these concepts to the bigger picture, you'll see how effective owner relations support our long-term growth and reputation. So, let's dive into the specifics and see how you can apply these principles in your daily interactions. Now, let's talk about how important it is to evaluate an owner's financial and operational objectives. Doing this helps us ensure that our property management strategies are aligned with their goals for profitability and overall performance. When we understand what the owner wants to achieve, we can tailor our approach to support those specific objectives effectively. This alignment is key to fostering a successful partnership and driving long-term success for the property. Let's take a closer look at the steps involved in effective property takeover procedures. First, it's crucial to have a clear plan to ensure a smooth transition. This includes thorough communication with all stakeholders, reviewing existing tenant information, and organizing documentation. Next, we want to verify all property details, including maintenance records and legal documents, to confirm everything is in order. Establishing a timeline for key activities helps keep the process on track. During the takeover, it's important to address any outstanding issues promptly to prevent disruptions. This process ensures continuity of operations and sets the stage for successful management moving forward. Remember, a well-executed takeover lays the foundation for long-term success and tenant satisfaction. Let's talk about developing strategies to maintain strong owner relationships. This is a critical component of our overall success. First, proactive communication is key. Keeping owners informed and engaged before issues arise helps build trust. Next, performance reporting provides transparency and demonstrates our commitment to accountability. Finally, effective conflict resolution ensures that any disagreements are addressed promptly and constructively, reinforcing our partnership. Remember, maintaining these relationships requires ongoing effort and intentional strategies, but doing so ultimately supports our shared goals and long-term success. Now, let's talk about using simple market analysis tools to get a clearer picture of housing prices, supply and demand dynamics, and how properties perform in the market. These tools help us make informed decisions by providing valuable insights into market trends. By understanding these key factors, we can better evaluate investment opportunities and manage properties more effectively. Remember, a solid grasp of market analysis is essential for success in real estate. Moving on, we'll also explore different types of residential properties and cover some basic management tasks, like working with tenants, hearing staff, and maintaining buildings. All of these elements are crucial in running a successful property management operation and aligning with our overall goals in this module. Now, let's look at how housing is managed for specific groups, including subsidized housing, manufactured home parks, and elderly communities. These groups often have unique rules or needs to ensure they receive appropriate support and accommodations. For example, subsidized housing aims to make living more affordable for those with limited income, while elderly communities might have special facilities or services tailored to senior residents. Similarly, manufactured home parks require specific management to maintain the community and ensure safety standards. Recognizing these differences helps us better understand the diverse needs within housing management. Next, we'll explore how specialized housing groups like cooperatives, condominiums, and planned unit developments, often called PUDs, are managed, marketed, and leased. These types of housing each have their own structure and community rules, but they all require effective management to succeed. Cooperatives, for instance, are owned collectively, and decisions are made democratically. Condominiums involve individual ownership of units with shared common areas, requiring clear management of maintenance and rules. PUDs combine aspects of single-family homes with shared amenities and community planning, often appealing to buyers looking for a neighborhood feel. Understanding how these are managed and marketed helps us see the full picture of residential housing options. Now, let's look at how we can utilize data-driven research and comparative market analysis techniques to make smarter decisions. By analyzing market trends, absorption rates, and supply and demand dynamics, we can identify the most prudent investment and leasing strategies. This approach helps us stay ahead of market shifts and optimize our property performance. Moving on, it's also important to distinguish between different types of residential properties. Each type has unique characteristics and management needs. Understanding these differences allows us to tailor our strategies effectively. Finally, let's review the core responsibilities of a property manager. This includes maintaining strong tenant relations, managing staffing effectively, and ensuring building maintenance is up to standard. All these elements are crucial for successful property management and aligning with our overall goal of maximizing property value. Now, let's look at developing strategies for managing subsidized housing, manufactured home parks, and specialized housing for older adults. The key here is to focus on both regulatory compliance and understanding the specific needs of residents. It's important to recognize that each type of housing has its own set of rules and requirements, and tailoring our approach ensures we meet legal standards while providing quality living environments. When managing these properties, staying up to date with regulations is crucial to avoid legal issues and to maintain eligibility for subsidies. Additionally, understanding the unique needs of residents, such as accessibility, community engagement, and support services, helps us create a more inclusive and responsive housing environment. This holistic approach not only ensures compliance, but also enhances resident satisfaction and well-being. Let's now look at how to manage key tenant interactions effectively. This includes things like rent collection, lease renewals, and handling rent increases in a way that is both fair and efficient. It's important to communicate clearly and professionally to maintain a positive relationship with your tenants. When it comes to rent collection, setting clear expectations up front helps avoid misunderstandings. Make sure tenants know when and how to pay, and follow up promptly if there are any delays. For lease renewals, it's a good idea to start the conversation early. This gives you time to discuss any changes and address concerns before the current lease ends. Handling rent increases can be sensitive, but fairness is key. Explain the reasons behind the increase, provide sufficient notice, and be open to discussions. Now, building positive relationships goes beyond just these transactions. It's about how you communicate, showing professionalism and respect at every interaction. Good communication strategies include listening actively, responding promptly, and being transparent about policies and expectations. Remember, fostering a positive landlord-tenant relationship is crucial to long-term success. It creates a stable environment, reduces conflicts, and encourages tenants to take good care of your property. So, managing these interactions thoughtfully aligns perfectly with the overall goal of effective property management. In this part of the presentation, I want to emphasize the importance of exploring alternatives to eviction. Instead of jumping straight to eviction, we should consider options like negotiation and conflict resolution strategies. These approaches can often lead to a successful move-out process that works for both parties. It's about finding solutions that minimize conflict and foster cooperation. We also need to understand the proper procedures for ending a tenancy. This includes knowing the legal requirements and the court-based eviction processes that must be followed. Being well-versed in these procedures helps ensure that we handle each situation legally and fairly, reducing the risk of complications down the line. Ultimately, combining these alternatives with proper procedural knowledge helps us manage tenancy issues more effectively, aligning with our broader goal of maintaining positive landlord-tenant relationships while ensuring compliance with the law. Now, let's talk about some of the major regulations that shape property management. These laws, like the Fair Housing Act, the Americans with Disabilities Act, and antitrust laws, are designed to promote fairness, accessibility, and competition in the housing market. The Fair Housing Act, for example, prevents discrimination based on race, color, national origin, religion, sex, familial status, or disability. It's essential that we understand and abide by these rules to ensure equal opportunity for all tenants. Then there's the Americans with Disabilities Act, which requires us to make reasonable accommodations and ensure that properties are accessible to individuals with disabilities. This law emphasizes inclusion and non-discrimination. Antitrust laws, on the other hand, focus on promoting healthy competition and preventing unfair practices that could harm consumers or other businesses. Together, these regulations form a foundation that guides our responsibilities and helps us create fair, accessible, and competitive housing environments. They're not just rules to follow, they're essential to maintaining integrity and trust in property management. Let's talk about tenant rights and the responsibilities of property managers under some key laws. First, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, or FCRA, is designed to protect tenants' privacy when a landlord checks their credit report. It requires landlords to get written permission before accessing this information and to inform tenants if any adverse action is taken based on the report. Next, the Civil Rights Act prohibits discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, or national origin. This means property managers must treat all tenants fairly and without bias during the application process and throughout the tenancy. Then, there's the Uniform Residential Landlord and Tenant Act, which sets clear standards for lease agreements, security deposits, and eviction procedures. It's about ensuring both parties understand and follow their legal obligations. Moving on to tenant rights, it's important to recognize the required disclosures property managers must make. This includes informing tenants about potential hazards like lead-based paint, which is covered under the Lead-Based Paint Hazard Reduction Act. Landlords must disclose any known lead hazards before a lease is signed. And under Megan's Law, landlords are also required to inform tenants if there are registered sex offenders in the area. Understanding these disclosures and legal responsibilities helps us ensure transparency and compliance, protecting both tenants and property managers. This is all about creating a safe, fair, and informed renting experience. Now, let's look at strategies for improving energy efficiency in both residential and commercial properties. When we evaluate these strategies, it's important to consider not only the potential cost benefits, but also how sustainable practices can enhance long-term savings and environmental impact. Implementing energy-efficient measures, such as upgrading insulation, installing smart thermostats, or using energy-efficient lighting, can significantly reduce utility costs over time. At the same time, choosing sustainable practices aligns with broader environmental goals and can improve the property's overall value. Remember, a balanced approach that considers upfront costs and long-term benefits is key to successful energy management in any property. This ties into our overall theme of effective property management, maximizing value while promoting sustainability. Now, let's explore the differences between maintenance, repairs, and capital improvements, and how to apply the right decision-making criteria for each in property management scenarios. Understanding these distinctions is crucial because each has different implications for budgeting, planning, and long-term property value. Maintenance generally involves routine activities to keep the property in good condition, like fixing leaks or replacing worn-out fixtures. Repairs are typically targeted fixes to restore functionality after something breaks. Capital improvements, on the other hand, are substantial upgrades or additions that increase the property's value or extend its useful life, such as renovating a kitchen or adding new HVAC systems. Next, we'll look at the roles and responsibilities of maintenance personnel. They are the frontline team handling day-to-day tasks to keep the property operational. As property managers, our role is to plan, coordinate, and supervise these activities effectively. This means setting priorities, ensuring proper training, and maintaining a schedule that minimizes disruption for tenants. By doing so, we ensure that maintenance is efficient, cost-effective, and aligned with the overall goals of the property. Remember, understanding these roles and distinctions helps us make better decisions, optimize property performance, and ultimately provide a better living environment for tenants while protecting our investment. Now, let's talk about how to identify and apply key considerations in construction activities. This includes understanding the details involved in contracting for new construction projects, ensuring everything is properly managed from start to finish. It's also crucial to make sure that all property-related work complies with the Americans with Disabilities Act, or ADA. This means designing and constructing spaces that are accessible and welcoming to everyone. These considerations are vital because they help us create safe, inclusive, and compliant environments. Keeping these points in mind supports the overall goal of responsible and effective construction management. Now, let's look at how we compare and apply tenant screening criteria tailored specifically for office, retail, and industrial properties. It's important to remember that each property type has unique considerations. For example, when screening tenants for office spaces, we often focus on financial stability and the tenant's ability to sustain long-term leases. For retail properties, we also consider the tenant's business viability and how their operations attract foot traffic. Industrial spaces, on the other hand, require us to evaluate the tenant's operational needs and logistics capabilities. In addition to tenant financials, we also perform a thorough risk assessment to identify potential issues that could impact occupancy or income. This combined approach helps us select tenants who are not only financially sound, but also align with the property's purpose and market dynamics. Speaking of market dynamics, evaluating market conditions for these property types is equally crucial. Here, we identify key demand drivers, things like local employment trends, population growth, and economic indicators that influence property performance. Location factors, such as proximity to transportation hubs or major commercial centers, greatly affect tenant attraction and retention. By understanding these demand drivers and economic indicators, we can better predict how the market will evolve and position our properties accordingly. Ultimately, integrating tenant screening with a solid grasp of market conditions ensures we make informed decisions that support sustainable property success. Now, let's look at how to interpret and distinguish between various commercial lease agreements, such as gross, net, and percentage leases. It's important to understand the financial and operational implications these different lease types have for both owners and tenants. For example, in a gross lease, the tenant pays a fixed rent, and the landlord covers most of the operating expenses. This simplifies budgeting for tenants, but means owners have to manage those costs themselves. On the other hand, net leases require tenants to pay not only rent, but also some or all of the property expenses like taxes, insurance, and maintenance. This can be more advantageous for owners because it shifts certain costs to tenants. Then there are percentage leases, often used in retail, where tenants pay a base rent plus a percentage of their sales. This aligns the landlord's income with the tenant's success, but also introduces variability. Understanding these differences helps us assess the financial risks and operational responsibilities associated with each type, which is key to making informed leasing decisions. Let's talk about how to effectively manage commercial properties by focusing on key areas like maintenance planning, staffing needs, and some specialized considerations. When it comes to maintenance, it's crucial to have a proactive plan in place. This means scheduling regular inspections and timely repairs to prevent small issues from becoming costly problems later on. Staffing needs are equally important. You want to ensure you have the right team in place, qualified personnel who can handle day-to-day operations efficiently. This might include maintenance staff, security, and administrative support, depending on the property. Now, some properties require special attention, such as mini-storage facilities. Managing these involves unique challenges, like ensuring proper security, climate control if necessary, and clear access policies. It's all about tailoring your management approach to the specific type of commercial property you're overseeing. By addressing these areas thoughtfully, you can maintain the property's value, ensure tenant satisfaction, and optimize your overall management strategy. Now, let's move on to evaluating how we allocate risk-related costs between property managers and owners. It's important to consider who is responsible for things like insurance, liability, and loss prevention. For example, property managers often handle day-to-day safety measures and risk mitigation strategies, but the ultimate responsibility for ensuring the property and covering major liabilities typically falls on the owners. Understanding these responsibilities helps us ensure that risks are managed effectively and costs are shared fairly, which is crucial for maintaining the property's value and minimizing surprises down the line. This ties into our broader goal of effective risk management in property operations. Now, let's talk about assessing environmental risks and hazards, such as air quality issues. It's crucial to identify potential hazards early on so we can develop appropriate control and mitigation strategies. This helps us protect occupant safety and ensures we're in compliance with regulations. By proactively managing these risks, we create healthier and safer environments for everyone. This process is a key part of responsible property management and aligns with our overall goal of maintaining sustainable and compliant properties. Now, let's take a closer look at the roles and responsibilities of life safety personnel and property management staff in creating a safe and secure environment for everyone, whether they're tenants, visitors, or employees. First, safety personnel play a crucial role in identifying and addressing potential hazards. They're responsible for implementing safety protocols, conducting regular inspections, and ensuring that safety equipment is in proper working order. Their goal is to prevent accidents before they happen and to respond effectively if an emergency arises. On the other hand, property management staff focus on maintaining a secure environment through policies, tenant communication, and security measures. They coordinate with safety personnel, oversee security systems, and ensure that access controls are in place. A key part of their responsibilities is analyzing the risks associated with both residential and commercial properties. This means understanding the specific threats, whether they're life safety threats like fire hazards or criminal activity such as theft or vandalism. By conducting thorough safety and security risk analyses, management can make informed decisions about where to allocate resources and how to improve safety measures. This proactive approach helps reduce risks and enhances the overall security for everyone involved. So, in summary, safety personnel focus on direct safety interventions and emergency response, while property management handles the broader security strategy. Both roles are essential for maintaining a safe, secure, and welcoming environment that supports the well-being of tenants, visitors, and staff alike. Now, let's look at how we can effectively design and implement crime prevention strategies. This includes establishing tenant safety measures and property security protocols. The goal here is to reduce risk and manage criminal activity issues proactively. By developing these strategies, we create a safer environment for everyone involved. Next, we need to develop and evaluate emergency procedures. This involves creating detailed written safety plans for various situations such as fires, medical incidents, natural disasters, and security threats. It's essential that these plans are not only comprehensive, but also compliant with industry standards and best practices. Connecting these points to our overall theme, effective crime prevention and emergency planning are key components of a robust safety management system. They help us protect residents, staff, and property, ultimately fostering a secure and resilient community. The final examination for Bus 480 is worth 100 points and will include 50 multiple-choice questions. This exam is designed to assess your understanding of the entire course material, so it's important to review all key concepts we've covered. Remember, the questions will test your ability to apply what you've learned, so focus on understanding the core principles rather than just memorizing facts. As we've discussed throughout the course, connecting theory to real-world scenarios is crucial, and this exam aims to evaluate that skill. Make sure to manage your time wisely during the test and stay confident in your knowledge. Good luck, everyone.